Season 4, bitch.
We're back. Four. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Honestly, I can't believe we're like here again.
I know. Well, we're here, but we're in a different position. Miles has completely redone his house.
I have redone it.
It's the feng shui
Yeah.
is on point.
I read a lot of books.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
Most people just Google it these days, but I like that you read.
Do you
a book.
like the library corner?
I love the library corner.
That's my favorite place.
that
actually.
chair I really want to sit at because especially when you're just home chilling, like it just opens out to the whole room here.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Shout
That's
out to
beautiful.
my mum on that one. She
Oh,
helped
yeah.
me with that.
Yeah. That's good.
Nice. Clutch.
I like it. It's clean.
Yeah.
Clean. How you
Clean.
boys been?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
We've had a break.
We have had a break. It's been refreshing.
Honestly, feels like no time has passed.
No, it really doesn't.
When I pulled into the car spot here at Miles' house, I was like,
That's what I was
We're back
saying. It
on.
honestly feels like maybe a few weeks.
was it a shorter gap this year?
It felt like it.
Because I feel like there was the World Cup. Did that push it back just a bit, the end of the season, than it normally ends? Am I wrong?
Oh, actually, you could be right. It
could
could have
be.
finished a bit later.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know, man. But I'm happy to be back.
I am
Happy to
too.
be back. Boys, what have you been hearing? What's the crazy that I just want to start off with a really fun, crazy
Bit of
rumors
rumor
right
mill
now.
or something?
Yeah, let's go rumor mill.
There's
to
been
begin
so
with.
much things, but like, let's just talk about Mbappe for a second. It's pretty much come out today.
300 million euros.
He'll be like the
Is it
person,
euros or pounds?
Euros.
Okay.
I think.
like he could make $1 billion in a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, just under. Yeah.
Do you guys see where it was? they did the
It is a
classic-
billion.
yeah.
It is a billion.
The
Yeah.
classic breakdown by like down to the
Yeah,
second.
down to the second.
It's
It's
like
like
$36 a second or
36.
something.
Yeah.
That was
He doesn't
crazy.
need a billion.
No one needs
And
a
he's
billion.
going to get a lot of money wherever he goes. Like, I think he's made a very good decision not to.
Yeah. Is that final though? Has that been
He said no.
okay?
He said he's not doing that. But like it just with because it's obviously developed a bit in the last few days. Like PSG have basically said, he's said, I'm going to wait out my contract if you want to sell me to Al Hilal, but I want to leave. And they're like, okay, we'll put him up for sale. And then was it Al Hilal?
Yeah. I think it was all. I actually don't remember which team it was.
Something.
Anyway,
But they put it up for, and PSG accepted straight away.
yeah,
like
yeah.
500 million or something.
But yeah, he's money hungry for sure, but I don't think he's that money.
No.
There's a few Premier League clubs that are interested.
Dude, I keep hearing Chelsea and I'm like, oh, it can't happen, but I wanted to.
Me too.
I know. But it's funny.
You would
'cause,
literally have to have him and Nkunku up, and that's your team. That's your starting 11.
that would
You have to sell everyone else to make financial fair play to
Nah,
work.
dude, we'd be fine. We'll just spread out his contract over 20 years. And they'll never know. They'll never know. Oh, God. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I mean, Kane, what's going on with him?
Ooh, do you reckon he's staying or going?
I don't know, man. I think
Like
every
gut.
year I
Yes
think
or
he's
no?
going.
Yes or no?
I think he's going.
Yeah, me too.
I think he's pushing it hard, and I think he's in the best position he's been in a while to force it.
Well, apparently the finance people at Spurs have told Levy if he does not re-sign, you have to sell him.
That's what I've seen.
Because
too.
of the years he's got left.
yeah,
And now that's out there, Kane knows.
yeah.
Like if it's what he really wants, then he's moving. Which the only reason now I'm sad about that is like, okay, that's an amazing FPL prospect for one, but also for the Aussie manager coming in, it's like he just gets his legs cut out from underneath him straight away.
Yeah, his talisman.
I know.
So yeah, will he take Sonny with him? Is it a package deal? I'm
they
not
would
leaving.
never let
I'm
that
not
happen.
leaving without Son.
No way.
It's like, who am I going to assist to?
Levy would keep him
It's like
forever.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I'm not
leaving. I ain't fucking leaving.
I'm fucking.
Yeah.
Sonny needs to get some more ambition.
Nah,
mate.
Sonny's staying. The Mitro, all the strikers.
Yes.
Yeah, Mitro wants to get that money in the Saudi league. It's kind of
Well,
that, like
that's just a trend this whole window, right? Like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
like even players you'd not even think of it, like Henderson.
Yeah,
He's
but he's
going.
33.
But like, just for who he is, like as a
I
person,
guess.
he's like really invested in the Rainbow Laces campaign and does a lot for community. And it's like he's going to a fucking country that it's illegal
I'm not
to
right.
be.
We're not laughing about the Rainbow Laces.
But it's just
campaign.
like-
it's a good campaign.
But isn't it just
No,
such a like?
I just don't
who
think
the
he's
fuck
going to
are
stay
you?
for the Rainbow Laces campaign.
No, but
if he's
more
offered a lot of money.
No, but just like that's a complete
Yeah.
out of character move, and
It's
everyone
just-
talks about Saudi and how
It's like live golf all over
Yes.
again. There was plenty of golfers that we didn't think would go to Saudi.
Yeah,
that did,
that's true.
you know.
I know.
I mean, I think because Ronaldo started it, and there's enough decent players that have actually gone there now
Yeah.
that I feel like they're like,
There's a bit of competitiveness and
yeah, they're like any of the stigma of like going there is like,
Yeah.
maybe a bit less because
It's
there's
like,
some good players there.
it's like Wayne's World, you know. If you build it, they
Yeah.
will come.
It's
It's like Ronaldo was like,
Yeah.
if I leave, they will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he
half
fucking-
of Chelsea did.
he fucking said that though. He came out being like, "I set this off. All of this is because of me.
yeah.
People
Well,
wouldn't have
I
come
mean,
here if it
there's-
was." I'm like,
I mean, besides the money, yeah,
Yes, it is true.
it's true.
It is
Yeah.
true. I
one
heard they
player
were
to do it.
pretty pissed about not getting Mess.
Yeah.
Like I think
Oh, I
they were
bet.
not happy about that.
Yeah, that was a massive, massive swoop from MLS.
I like it though.
Like, it was
I'm kind of glad with all those players going over there. Like I don't know.
well, it's basically Inter Miami are reuniting the Barcelona
Yeah.
team. They've got Busquets, Alba. Apparently, Iniesta's about to sign,
they got
and
Alba.
Messi. Yeah.
NES is about sign for that team. as well.
Apparently.
When's Neymar getting there?
Well, they basically just need to
Oh.
get Suarez out of that South American league.
But
I think
he
he's
said he'll
playing it.
pay out his contract.
Yeah.
To
leave.
Yeah, he said he'll pay out his contract to leave to go play.
Could you imagine if like there's 6 of that team or more? Like all fucking 38.
Did you guys see the goal?
still cruise.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
my god, the goal.
Dude, they had fireworks after the goal, like
Oh.
outside the stadium, set up. For
Oh
that
really?
moment. Yeah,
Because they just knew it was inevitable.
yeah.
It's like, oh, Messi's playing. How long was he on for? Like, I'm pretty sure it was like his first kick of the ball or
The
something.
player who
I
made
don't
the
know.
foul probably got paid like $10 million
Yeah.
to make that
Yeah.
foul.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh my
dude,
God.
make a foul within this region of the pitch and
In the
we'll pay you.
92nd minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so baller though. What a free kick and just what a way. It reminded me a little bit of Del Piero when he signed for Sydney FC. Like I think like one of the first things that happened is he scored like an awesome free kick and everyone was like, yeah.
Weren't we
this
there?
is football.
Yeah, we were there,
We
yeah.
went to the game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It
That
was
was
sick
sick.
fun.
That was
Yeah.
good fun.
Yeah, we need to go
I spilled
all
that
together
drink
again.
all over my front.
Yeah, we went mental. It was good.
Let's go fucking mental.
Okay, boys, I'm going to segue here.
Yeah.
Speaking of drinks,
Ooh.
Oh,
I've got one for you.
Oh,
I've got
yes,
a snack
please.
here. Now, I want you to smell. There's some chips. I
Just
put them in a
before we get
bowl.
into that, like we've got a lot of new listeners.
Oh, sorry.
So
I'm getting excited.
We've got to let you guys know. Like our old faithfuls, they know we do a segment called Snack Chat, and every week one of us brings a snack and a drink,
Yeah,
and the other guys rate it.
pretty much. And I'm opening this season.
Yeah.
I've not gone anything crazy, but this is an interesting one.
Just
so
easing us in.
I've got some chips here.
Yeah, I see that.
Some
You want to
crisps.
smell them, you said.
Depending on where you, I want you to smell them and see if
Okay.
you can identify the flavor before you taste, or even recognize the smell.
Cocaine.
Yeah, you got it.
They're all crumbs.
No, I do know that smell.
Okay, while you're thinking, I've got some lovely lagers here. It's from a local spot in the Southern Tablelands called Fresh Tracks Brewing Co.
Are they
Real
mammy?
little lager.
Are they mammy noodle?
You
flavors?
are really close.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
wow.
You're really
Maggi noodle
close.
or something.
No,
Dude,
you're
I know
really
that.
close.
I'm trying
Is that
one.
like an
I'm not waiting.
what flavor are they?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, tell us.
I'll show you the packet.
I couldn't guess.
Hello,
Oh,
Indomie. So-
Megarine. Yeah, I was gonna say
Megarine.
that.
It's those mee goreng things.
I would not have guessed that.
I know, crazy. I saw that. I'm like, yes. What a good curveball.
Wow,
Are they any good?
It
I haven't
smells
tried
like
them yet.
chicken flavored chips a little bit.
they've got a little bit of a kick, a late
Oh, a
kick.
late kick. Well, they are typically spicy, the Indomie.
Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, there's those like the ramens basically. Indomie
Packet
is like
ramen.
the favorite one of the university student on a low budget. They're
Yeah.
like 99 cents a meal.
Fry an egg into it. Ooh.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
great. Cheers.
Cheers,
So this is the chip version.
Mm. What's
And
this
drinks.
little,
Fresh tracks.
little honeydew?
A lager.
Fresh tracks.
Pristine lager.
The Southern Tablelands.
Yeah. You missed that. I
Keeping
said
it
that
Aussie.
already.
Oh, sorry. I was sniffing.
Yeah, I know. I got to,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Give me a rating on the
Is
chip.
that just a
I'm gonna give
normal
it a taste.
lager?
Yeah, it's just a lager. It's just a beer. I didn't go crafty tonight.
I mean, look. I'll give the
I thought it
chips
had a
like
hint of something for a second. It's like kind of fruity.
I give the
I don't know why.
About the fruity.
Yeah, the fruity's there.
It says a pristine lager brewed for adventurous souls who deserve refreshment after exploring untouched pockets of natural wonder.
Oh, I'm definitely feeling refreshed.
Yeah, I am too.
Chips, I'm going to give it a 6.5. You know?
They are just like a chicken chip.
Yeah. Bit stale as well. I don't know why.
They're not stale.
They are.
They're not stale. They're not stale.
I've got a very
You're psychotic.
sensitive.
I do too. That's why I'm telling
Sensitive
you.
palate.
That's why I'm telling you it's not stale. All right, Hito, give me your rating.
I'm going to give you a chip 5.5.
I agree with that.
It's like just okay.
Yeah, I upped
It's an
mine a
okay
bit just 'cause
flavour.
it was the first one. I
And
felt
then
a
the
bit sorry
drink,
for him.
it's actually quite refreshing for someone who has been, exploring the natural wonders of the world recently. So I'm going to give it like a solid 7.
Whoa, for a
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give this a 6.5 as well. Like 2 6.5s.
Two
Yeah.
6.5s.
Yeah.
I bought this because I thought you're a bit of a lager guy.
So I'm going
I
to say,
am.
so that's very much like a first preseason game. We just draw 1-1 with the team from like 4 leagues below you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just kind of like, it's just
watery.
like, it's okay.
I agree with the
Yeah.
wateriness. I mean, I wouldn't normally go for that,
Yeah.
but I was just like, let's try something new.
I like it.
I went real curveball this game, this snack chat. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about.
Let's talk.
Let's start with locked in transfers.
Okay.
We're going to kind of talk about basically anything that's kind of gone down of significance since the transfer window started. We've created a little list here of players that have come. Some of them won't necessarily be fantasy assets, but it might be a good way of identifying who not to pick up as
Yeah.
well, because then that's as big of a thing as knowing who to pick up. As
And there's been
also
a
knowing
lot
who
of
to avoid.
movement.
There has been a lot.
A lot. So I think we're going to start off with a Liverpool signing here.
Yeah.
Hito, tell us.
Yeah,
about-
Szoboszlai.
Thank God you said it because I have no idea how to say his name.
Thank God, like one of the first things they released is in their early promo videos
Oh,
was
really?
getting him to say his name. So I
Yeah,
hope I
so
got it right. But
Dominic.
yeah, midfielder, kind of center attacking mid, sometimes center mid player from Leipzig. Huge money, but pretty decent for a 23-year-old. I'm pretty sure he is. And last year he got 10 goals, 13 assists in 46 appearances.
That's pretty decent.
So not too bad from midfield.
Wow, that is decent. You know what's funny is I did not realize he was an attacking midfielder until we started researching this pod. I hadn't heard that much about him, but that's not bad numbers. Where does he fit in?
Yeah, that's my big concern here.
I think it's pretty much with all the outgoings in midfield, Liverpool, we've gotten rid of all of our depth from Ox, Keita, Milner, all leaving the midfield. We've now losing Fabinho's going to Saudi.
Yeah.
Hendo's probably going to Saudi.
I think that got locked in maybe today. I think I saw something
I
today.
think I saw that as well.
But
I think
if
it
he's
was
an attacking mid, then, he's going to be falling in more of like with Jota, Darwin, Salah.
But he could be on that left mid,
Gakpo.
right mid kind of situation.
it's either we're switching up a little bit of the role of those midfielders in terms of how non-attacking they are, and we're going a little bit more attacking and creativity, or he's looking to mold them to be a little bit more full, complete midfielders that Liverpool are used to. But I can't imagine him wanting to take away those assets from him as a player. So I'd feel more excited about him versus historical midfielders who just didn't have the skill set this guy has.
I mean, it's kind of a good segue. He's only 2 more down on our list here, but you've also signed Alexis McAllister, who can fill a similar role.
Yeah, he's a bit deeper lying.
But he did
So-
play quite forward. Remember at the end of last season at Brighton, that's a lot of where he's playing. I'm curious,
Yeah.
Hito, have you got any
He had a position change.
idea of where he might be
It's-
landing?
It's definitely going to be in the midfield with Szoboszlai. So it's going to be a holder. Now that we're losing Fabinho, there's talk of us signing, submitting a bid for, I think his name's Lavia. He played for Southampton last year. Defensive midfielder. And then it'll be Szoboszlai and McAllister in midfield.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like a strong midfield already.
It does, but let's just go back to McAllister for a second because now that surely he's off pens, because Salah will continue to take the pens, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
his value's got to go down.
I completely agree. I mean, the only reason it would go up is because he's playing for Liverpool, but
I-
Brighton were
I think
on
it
fire
goes
when he
down
was
because he's
there.
playing for Liverpool. Like there's more players in Liverpool to take those goals.
Yeah.
He was someone that we would probably draft, but I'm gonna steer completely clear of McAllister.
Like he doesn't even fit in the first.
I'm not even. He
Team?
wouldn't even be my fifth mid. I don't think.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think he's a potential fifth mid punt just to see what happens. Because
That's
by the
where
time
I'm
you get
at.
to that point, you're
Fifth
like, I
mid
don't know.
punt, but still, I reckon that there might be some, midfielders from like lower league teams that you might want to punt on, just to get the best player in that team.
Yeah.
and again, of course, it depends on the size of your league.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it does make it tricky, but I would be very much like you say, again, I'd be leaning more to Sabazai as my midfielder pick. But there'd be
I
a
still
lot
think
of
that's
other
a bit punty.
there'd be a lot of other existing players I'd be taking before him.
Don't forget, we've added an 8th man to our league this year.
We have.
You might have to realign some of those thoughts. Yeah.
Well, look, my teams are always so stacked that it's all good. So
You told me you didn't want them to be as stacked this year.
yeah, that's for the 8th.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah,
Strategies.
just purposely don't stack your team, please. That would be nice.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah, I would like that.
All right, so this is in no particular order. It's just the order of which I read them.
Yeah,
but
no worries.
we got Sandro Tonali here, kind of another holding mid. I don't know how we've started with so many holding mids. They're actually all holding mids, and that was not intentional because I've got Tielemans here too.
That's all right. Tell us about him.
Yeah, look, he's going to potentially play as a bit of cover for Guimaraes, who's kind of more that attacking midfielder,
Yeah.
coming up and he kind of provides a lot of creativity. I think the idea being that it takes some of the creative pressure off him because he was injured at the back end of last season, and that's when they really
Yeah.
dipped. So they need that depth because they're going to be playing in Europe.
Yeah, the only tricky thing is he hasn't historically got a lot of goals and assists. So it must be, I don't know too much about him, but it must be creative work just within the play. So straight away for me, it stands out as I'm not really touching in the traditional fantasy scoring system. In something like Fantrax, if you play that, that probably would be a different conversation because of the way they score that. But in
Tell
the
us
traditional
more.
scoring, well, there's things like clearances and duels won and
Really?
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I imagine defensive midfielders, they historically score okay in that type of league. But
That's funny because I've always thought that was a real downfall of that position in this fantasy game. Like they don't reward defensive midfielders.
No, not at all.
Like I thought even they should maybe be rewarded for clean sheets or something, but then it gets very complicated.
Or like a 4-point clean sheet instead of just the one that midfielders get.
Yeah.
That's
like I
interesting,
just think that they're just such an undervalued position. You've got someone like Kante, who is the best player potentially in the world at a lot of the time that we've been playing fantasy. And you would never, like maybe you pick him up every now and then because he gets in the goal, but like it just completely undervalues a position in fantasy, which has always been a downfall.
There's so many
for me.
players. Like you could have said Liverpool's midfield for the last 5 years or more. Like how good were they been for like
Yeah.
tackles won, interceptions, whatever it may be?
Yeah.
But even I think forwards personally, like I don't think they get enough for a goal. Like they literally just get 4 points for a goal and that's it.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Fuck, we could get into this for ages. We'll move on because we've got a lot to cover here.
Let's briefly talk about Tielemans.
I think it's a really good signing. I
Yeah.
mean, on a free.
I'm surprised it went to Villa. I really thought
I know.
it was going to be a bigger team than that.
Arsenal or something.
I
but-
think, yeah, I know. I'm surprised at that, but they've got a real project going on. Like,
Yeah.
they're investing. Like, they spent. We're going to talk about him later, but they've spent a bit of money this transfer window.
Yeah.
I think they spent nearly 50+ million on someone, which is for Villa. It's like that's a lot of money.
That is a lot. Yeah.
So I think maybe Tielemans saw the project there and saw like where he'd fit in the team, and he'd be probably starting straight away. So
I think it's a bit of a reflection too, probably where he actually has developed in the last 18 months.
yeah,
When Arsenal were rumoured, it's now really they had a shit season. He kind of dropped away.
yeah.
Maybe he's
Aston
not.
Villa
as-
should be kind of something to watch this year.
I kind of tend to agree with you. I mean,
They had a really good year.
Well,
last
Emery's ever since Emery came in was
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
they
wasn't
looked really good, and I think they've actually signed players in positions that they really needed it. One of them being this winger, which we'll get to later because I can't remember his name, but yeah, I think that like obviously not a fantasy shout out, but maybe more of a fantasy shout out because he's going to solidify up there midfield. and maybe create more opportunities going forward for those other players like Watkins and
he does take a
Buendia.
good pen as well. I'm sure Watkins is going to be on the pens.
Yeah, but a little backup Tielemans.
Yeah,
And he had a few screamers here and there. And if he's in a free-flowing team again,
he did. Yeah.
could be an interesting later pick.
Okay, I've got another segue here. I think it's another defensive midfielder. I don't know how I've done this because I literally just read through them I think because a bunch of defensive mids all went. You know, it sets like a triggered thing. Like when one goes, then someone else can sign someone else. You know, it's like
Maybe, yeah.
typically with the strikers that happens. Anyway, so Brighton have signed Mohamed Dahoud.
Yeah.
Cool name. But yeah, anyway, he's kind of like cover for McAllister and potentially Casado if he moves.
That's big talk at the moment, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So that's been rumored a lot. So it looks likely, and they're going to really need to shore up that midfield. I don't know enough about him really to talk about it.
He only had 9 appearances last year in the Bundesliga, 1 assist.
Yeah.
So not the kind of most fruitful season.
But Brighton are famous for
In
picking
converting,
just
yes.
people up, and then they're just like, boom,
Yeah.
amazing.
I wouldn't put it, you never know, they might play more advanced.
Maybe.
So
Yeah. Okay, let's get into a goal scoring signing here. Hopefully, Nkunku. I need to really get this guy's name down. Nkunku.
Nkunku.
I need to. Yeah, I do apologize. I should have practiced that one. I'm pretty sure it's Nkunku. 52 million Chelsea spent on him. I mean, he's basically been bought for like a year now.
yeah,
He's playing. He's come in at a striker position, although likely I've heard him rumored to be played. Well, his favorite position is apparently in behind the striker, more of like a center attacking mid or in behind there. Man, he's got some great goal scoring stats. He
does.
In the 21-22 season when he moved to Leipzig, out of 34 appearances, he scored 20 goals. Only 1 was from the penalty spot and 15 assists.
Wow.
Insane
Numbers.
season. He scored a hat trick against City in the Champions League that year. That doesn't even count the goals he scored in the Champions League. He scored like 7 goals or something in the Champions League. It was crazy.
and he
his
had a real
numbers.
solid last season as well.
So
despite-
yeah, he had 2 months of injury and he was still the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga last year. And I mean, it's not a crazy tally, but he's I'm just looking here. It was 23 goals, 9 assists in 30. Oh,
that was all comps.
that was all
Yeah.
comps. Across 2022-23 season. He's got 47 goals, 36 assists in 119 Bundesliga appearances.
Crazy.
If you don't get a little excited about that, I mean, you'd be a Chelsea fan. We get excited about that.
I think everyone would be a little bit torn and burnt from previous striker hype
Yeah.
for Chelsea.
I think you got to take a risk on
It depends what number shirt he's been given. Because if he's been given the cursed shirt, I'm worried.
him. Which one's that?
Number 9.
Well, it depends if
Oh, number
Lukaku's sticking around or not, hey?
So
But yeah, that's going to be a real spicy pick of how early do you go him. And we'll talk about that in our forwards deep dive a little bit later, hey?
Yeah, we'll
that's
move
a
on.
big question.
I really like him though. He's looked great in preseason. But yeah, let's talk about him more in a forward section. The next one is the son of Patrick Kluivert. Is that how you say his name?
Oh, is it his son?
It's his son, Justin. And you know what's funny? Like 4 years ago when this kid was at Ajax, I was hearing like really good things about him. Like he was like the next thing. And then it kind of went away. And apparently he got signed up and then loaned out a bunch. And he's now played in like, I think after this, he'll have played in like 5 or 6 of the top leagues in the world because he's been everywhere on loan.
Wow.
He scored 8 goals last season. He's at Bournemouth. He's classified as a mid. They spent a pretty penny on him for Bournemouth. I think they're going to be playing him out on the wing there. Could be a bit of extra support for like the likes of Billing and Solanke.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, not a huge return last year in La Liga. He got 6 goals, 1 assist from 26 appearances.
I think it's his untapped potential.
It's potential.
Because I know
Yeah.
he came on as a sub a lot in those.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that his goals or shots per minutes played is actually pretty high.
Mm.
It's not crazy high, but it's not as bad as you might think. So he's not played a whole lot of minutes, I don't think. So I think it's definitely one to watch out for. Maybe a fifth mid kind of punt this year, but still unproven in the Prem. Unproven anywhere.
Yeah, those deeper picks.
Yeah.
Really. And it could be even something you just watch the free agent list if he ends up being on there.
That's true. Yeah.
You got to keep your eyes open.
This next one kind of hurts me a bit.
It stings.
It really, really hurts.
Really?
Kova. Yeah, I think Kova could be, one of the better defensive mids that we've had over the years.
I'd agree. I didn't think he had a great season last year, though.
He didn't. No.
A bit of an unsung hero.
But Chelsea didn't have a good season last year, so
And-
I don't think you can judge him on that.
I don't, and I know. I try not to, and I think that he was kind of alone in that, and he kind of kept coming in and filling positions. But yeah, look, it hurts me too because I think that he would have been good to keep around as like
Yeah.
a more mature player in a very young squad.
And he always last season was last season, but I feel like he gives his all. Every game that he's on,
We've still got 25 mil for him.
it's
Pretty
good
good.
money, but I still
29
would
years
prefer the
old?
player.
Yeah, yeah.
Also?
I guess he's
Or was he
still.
30?
I don't know.
29, I think I saw. But even still, he's 29 or 30, 31. But that's good money.
But fantasy wise, defensive midfielder, we're probably going to stick away from him. So
Yeah.
what's the next
so
one?
many defensive mids. 29 years old. I confirmed. I googled something for a change sheet. You're
Oh
welcome.
my God, you're so fast.
Okay, next one we got up. Vicario.
Yeah.
Great name.
Yeah.
Look, he's a keeper. He's gone from Empoli to Tottenham. Now, Lloris only has 12 months left on his contract. I don't really know what's going on there.
I'm pretty sure he came out saying he was leaving
Yeah, that's what I thought.
like 2 months ago,
Yeah, I
when the
thought he
season ended, right?
I
Yeah.
think this is their new keeper.
I'm surprised he
isn't
hasn't gone.
So this could be Tottenham's new keeper. I've heard he's pretty good at playing up from the back,
Mm.
which is sorry.
Yeah, a month
Stupid
ago, Lloris said it's an end of an era,
it?
Yeah.
but
so,
they haven't confirmed the move.
Oh, okay.
So
but look, I think this is going to be his replacement.
yeah,
Something really to watch out for. I think we've still got a lot to learn about Postecoglou's, how he's going to shape up in the Premier League. If
Yeah.
they're going to be solid defensively, it's going to be a real steep learning curve. There's a lot of changes going on at Tottenham.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't be jumping on him too early. I know Lloris would have gone very early. I think it's, I wouldn't waste a pick too early taking a risk on him.
a bit of an early shout out to keep wary of Lloris.
Yeah, that
is
too.
definitely. I wonder who's going to pick him up in our league.
Well,
Do we need to ask the question?
I told him to listen to the pod. So
While we're on Tottenham, let's just talk about Madison real quick.
What a fucking signing!
That's a massive signing.
for that much,
For that much and for no other seemingly competition in bidding for his name,
Just
I
grabbed
am
him.
absolutely
I know.
shocked.
But it's also a perfect fit for Matto, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I think it's a pretty much where you'd expect him to be. I don't think he would walk into the starting lineup. I'm not saying that he shouldn't, but I don't think he would walk into the starting lineup of a lot of the top teams. And I just don't know. Like, would he get straight into Chelsea's team? I don't know. He should.
I think he'd be. It depends what formation you're playing, but if you got a
If you
center
got him,
attack-
I
if
reckon
you got a
he
center
plays.
attacking mid, he's better than Gallagher, better than Mount.
I know.
was.
I'm not saying that I don't agree with
Yeah.
that, but I just think that, like, for some reason there might have been a little stigma around it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great signing. I'm just trying to justify how the
No, I think it's
They got him for
it's
that.
needed because I'm confused.
Yeah. But look, we know what he's capable of. Bit injury prone, but I think where does he fit in there though? Like, does
I
he
think-
start every game?
I think he does.
Yeah.
And
I think he's
because
gonna do
Ange
that
helped,
creativity.
the combo with Ange helped seal the move.
Yeah.
And you boys probably saw the stats
Yeah.
of their game
Oh.
in Australia here the other week. They're like talking Ange ball. They lost, but they had fucking like 30 shots,
Yeah.
and the possession was like they're a very attacking
Were they in
focused.
Australia?
Yeah,
oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. They played
Yeah.
West Ham in Perth.
Oh, that's why I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's basically not in Australia.
different
Sorry,
country.
Perth. It's
Different
it's
time
a long
zone.
way away.
But yeah, the amount of like shots and creativity is. He's creative. He can score from distance. He's a goal. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm.
A dead ball. Yeah. He's really
I'd
good.
almost be thinking about him higher in my pick list than I would when he was at Leicester.
Yeah, again, the only thing that makes me
Potentially.
nervous is injuries because he does get injured.
Yeah, but even still, he pulls out like
Yeah, that's true.
nice numbers. We'll dive into him when we hit mids in our next
I
pod,
know.
but
It is an exciting prospect.
like I feel really good about him.
Speaking of another big mid moving,
Yeah.
well, a forward or a mid, who knows what he is. Havertz.
Kai Havertz has left Chelsea, another big part of the Chelsea exodus.
Was it 65 mil?
Gone to a rival.
Yeah.
Must be fucking cheering.
Well, yeah. I just wanted to see him played in the position he's meant to play.
I'm cheering for the money, of course, because obviously getting 65 million for someone that hasn't really been proven in the Prem. But I'm worried under Arteta, he's going to be very, very good.
I fucking agree with you. Arteta is
Just don't know where he's going to play him.
such a good manager.
up front.
Well, I think he might just drop behind Jesus and they might play up there together off the shoulder.
Yeah, steal some of Odegaard's limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might. I don't know. I think, like, again, you'd be taking a risk to pick him up too high.
I guess they need
I think
depth.
he will go high.
They also need depth.
They do because they've got, of
Because
course, they've got
Champions League and
Yeah.
didn't have much behind Jesus. It
Yep,
gives
for
you
sure.
versatility for,
For
sure.
sure, yeah. They needed to strengthen the spine of that team.
A lot of money though for a potential rotation.
I know they've dropped some
Player.
cash this year.
Yeah,
Like they've got him.
I think they have the most cash.
I mean, we should just maybe we should have broken this down team by team, but they've got fucking Declan Rice. They spent over 100,
105.
and then they got
Timber.
Tyrion Timber as well. So there's just a lot of supporting the team. Like they've got to have that much more depth, which is really where they ran out of steam. Like when Saliba went out of that squad
Yeah.
was when everything really went to shit. So if they've got a good backup like Timber who can play out on as right back or centre back.
Yeah, because White out there is just not, that's just not where he should be.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
He did a good job, but you also got just versatility now, don't you? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
So
Those
much.
guys can interchange. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good signing for them. Okay, next on our list here. Oh, back to Chelsea. I like him. Jackson.
Tell me a bit, because I haven't fully looked into this one.
Samuel.
Look, I don't have numbers actually in front of me. I'm hoping Hito can quickly, madly type. I've seen, what I've read about him is he is a finisher, which is exactly what Chelsea need. He's a striker. He's fairly tall, pretty quick. He's played very well in both of the friendly games when he's been on. He assisted the goal that Mudryk scored. That was his little 1-2 with Mudryk, which was really nice. I just was like, oh, I haven't seen a Chelsea player do that like up front for so long.
That was sexy.
And it was just like boom, boom, and then I just like I froth at that. If Nkunku's behind him and if he's up front, if that's where he locks down. I mean, there's talk of Chelsea still trying to sign strikers, but he could be the man up front.
Yeah. Well, for some stats for him, 26 appearances in the Liga last year, 12 goals, 4 assists.
That's something.
Pretty good, nearly 50% return.
Not bad.
Pretty fucking good.
And we spent 35 mil on him. So he's like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's meant to be the answer. I feel like maybe Nkunku was meant to be like that striker up front because he can play there too.
Bro,
But
he's so swaggy as
If
well.
it works out, he's swaggy.
He's so swaggy.
Just
it
pray,
works
just
out,
pray the
though-
Chelsea curse doesn't come. You never
Oh,
know.
No, that was
God.
last year.
Yeah,
No.
we're done.
Honestly, we're
What with strikers?
no, just in general.
Just ruining strikers. all hoodoo's gone.
Don't even start. Drogba left a hole, okay,
Yeah.
and it's never been filled. Actually, Costa was
I
good
didn't.
for
I
him.
didn't realize how much of his foundations were vital to the whole entire team.
It was the roots.
It's the roots. They were buried deep.
Okay, let's move. Oh God, I'm sick of talking about
Fuck,
this.
we're talking about Chelsea a lot, aren't
Mason
we?
Mount leaving Chelsea.
But look,
Oh.
maybe it needed to happen. Maybe
I'm
you needed
gutted.
to clear it out and just start fresh with all these youngsters. Which
He's just like
Poch is the perfect manager for this as well.
I loved Matt. I'm sorry, Mount.
Me too.
I loved him.
But
I
he's-
thought he was petulant
He's gone
last
now.
year.
He's gone.
Petulant. Oh, look at these
I
words.
thought he was petulant. He
But-
was not happy.
But let's just talk about
could
Mount
tell.
in general. Let's get off the whole Chelsea stuff.
Sorry.
I think he's going to fit in really, really well to United.
But where? I've been wondering this.
I think Bruno might drop a little bit back. There's
Might
been
be
a little-
switching to a three, full proper three in the midfield, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Because
what,
he-
like a
behind.
4-3-3 essentially.
He did drop back last season as well.
But Mount was always. I guess Mount was pretty prolific. When Lamps first
Yeah.
signed up, and that was in a 4-3-3. It was him and Tammy going nuts. So if he can link up with Rashford, yeah, I mean,
Did you see the shit about how he took the number 7 shirt
No.
and how salty Garnacho was?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Garnacho's got like a tattoo of a kid holding a shirt on his leg or arm or something, and it's a number 7. In his like Insta handle, it's Garnacho 7,
Oof.
and he wanted to move to 7
From after Ronnie
Ronnie left.
Yeah.
And also, did someone else change, or was it just empty since Ronnie left?
Probably empty.
Yeah,
'cause it was
can't
like
remember.
mid-season.
And then Mount comes in and takes it, and everyone's like, "Whoa." He's also not a winger either. Like, it's kind of like
Interesting.
savage.
Yeah,
Mount.
it is. Love it.
He
man.
just
Yeah,
wants
just
to
comes in, takes number fucking 7.
MM7.
I kind of hate it low key
I'm
as a
gonna-
midfielder having a 7.
Yeah.
I always hated it with Milner having 7. I was like, get the fuck off 7.
He used to be
You're
a midfielder.
boring midfielder.
Yeah. Oh god, it's gonna fucking hurt watching him
Yeah.
at United. Okay, let's talk. Oh, we already talked Timber.
Yeah.
What we didn't say is that he came from Ajax, but that was about it. 34
Talking
mil.
Timber.
Oh.
We're talking.
Yeah.
fuck.
Okay, he don't know that song well. Rice again, no fantasy prospects, but could add a lot to.
He had a
Arsenal
cheeky
as a
goal
whole.
here and there. Not a lot of goals, but fuck.
That's not his role.
Players like Xhaka and Partey had a little bit of fun last year, so
That's true. They did actually allow that, so
never know.
he can hit it from distance.
Is Xhaka gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
It's
done.
official.
Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah.
Next one, we've got
Amdouni.
Sorry,
Amdouni.
it's in the smaller font. I had to lean in. Burnley forward. 17 goals across all comps last year. I think it was like 12 goals.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Heater.
You're welcome.
So a few goals there. I mean, look, I know that who was I've just forgotten his
Weghorst.
name. No, the Burnley guy that was always there. When
Jay
he was in the
Rodriguez?
Prem. No, the other one. You know the one that
Oh.
was like,
Ashley Barnes.
No.
yeah, Ashley Barnes is gone.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He's
Jay
just there.
Rodriguez is still there.
J Rod is there.
Fucking hell.
Crazy. And he actually was he had a great start to last year.
Yeah, he threw it back a little bit.
But then he got injured and then he basically played a bit part role. But he was one of their top goal scorers, even though that he got injured like halfway through the season. Anyway, there's a bit of a mishmash of strikers at Burnley. They've signed this guy as well. Look, I don't know. There's a lot of competition there. As we said, J Rod's there. I think they've got a couple of other strikers that are floating around that position. Whether this guy is meant to be the sole answer to that, I don't know yet.
Bit hard to. I think he's come from the Swiss league,
Yeah.
so it's a big jump as well. We don't know how many goals that will translate to, so I'd be a little bit hesitant.
But again, forwards are a dime a dozen,
Fuck,
and you've
and
got to know about.
they are.
You've got to know about these ones.
it could be a third striker option.
I
Just
think so.
even just a punt.
Definitely a third. It's going to fill out a lot of teams.
Yeah, and look, what I had heard about Burnley as well last year is they had some ridiculous amount of goals, like set a record from distance, and converted from shots, like something like I can't remember the numbers, but it was like the shots that they didn't take a lot of shots, but the shots they took, they scored a lot of them. And they had some crazy result. And they just don't think that that's going to happen again.
Do you think Vincent
This
Company
year.
was just showing them his long range effort from the season they stole the title from Liverpool
So good.
over
Have
and
you
over
seen-
again?
Have you seen that video of him where he's like, everyone was telling me not to
Yeah.
take it. And I just like,
He's like, fuck off, I'm
fuck
shooting.
off, I'm taking it. Like,
That's
I've
the
got
biggest-
these kids telling me
Yeah.
not to take it.
It's the biggest sit down.
I know.
It fucking hurt me, that
I
goal.
like Company. Have you seen that great thing of him in the dressing room?
Yeah.
Just fucking.
It's my team.
yeah.
I make the decisions.
Yeah. Oh.
Or as
his
Burnley manager?
voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen
It's
it.
amazing.
Is it
I'll
scary?
send it to you.
He is scary.
Yeah.
But passionate. Like it was really scary, but you just like, he was scaring them, but also getting them fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be.
So they weren't crying. They weren't crying into
Dude,
there.
it's going to be awesome. He'll take over from Pep.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. He'll be the one that
Okay.
no.
You love to say shit like this.
You
Wait,
heard it
what
here
year?
first.
Just give us a year. Give us a year. Take over from Pep.
Yeah.
Not Arteta.
Nah. Maybe in about 3 years. Yeah.
2026, baby. We'll wait for it.
Yeah.
World Cup, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pep will go manage Spain.
Oh my god.
Nah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that until they got a team to win.
What league hasn't he won? French league?
All right,
Maybe
boys,
we'll
we've
go
got
there.
a few more to get
Yeah,
through
let's
here.
just fire through the last couple.
Doherty has moved back from Atletico to Wolves.
He's back.
He's back.
to where he
Cult
came.
favorite.
Low
He-
key could be good.
He hauled, but he's older now. I don't know. He's like 32 or something.
Fairly attacking win back.
But he has not had great numbers for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I would not be just seeing that name and jumping on it.
But he could be a better player in Wolves. So, he could be a punter.
TBC, but good to see the boy back.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh,
I switched
There you go.
around. I flipped it. Okay, next one. Kirkez.
Kakez, yeah.
He went from Alkmaar to Bournemouth. He's a fullback. 5 goals and 7 assists last season.
That's one to look at.
Quite attacking. So I don't know. I kind of like those numbers. I mean, look, he's not moved from the strongest league, but if he gets forward, he's meant to be very quick. Just keep an eye on him. We do love an attacking wingback, and that's what he is.
What about Onana?
Oh, Nana.
From Inter to United.
good signing.
Really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was time. for De Gea to
DDG
go.
going.
He does have a few mistakes in him from what I've seen, though.
Who, Anana?
Yeah.
But that's
So
like,
did De Gea. Geez.
he'd fit in perfectly then.
Yeah, with Maguire.
He's just going to no one will know even
Maguire.
David's gone.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just be like, oh, sick.
Okay, next one. Nathan Redmond.
Wow.
Back in the Prem. He was
Still
gone
alive.
for a year.
I didn't even
at
know he went.
Besiktas.
I didn't even know he went there.
I had no idea either. But now he's back. He's at
Besiktas.
Burnley. He came there for free. Didn't do a whole lot last year, but you never know. And the Prem could light a fire under that. But he's still like 29 or something. He was so young when he was playing at Norwich, I think.
Southampton, wasn't it?
No, he was Norwich first, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
was it? Oh, yeah, Norwich, then
Then
Southampton.
Norwich, then
yeah, I
Southampton.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
an interesting one.
okay, here's the big one. This is the one I was talking about. Musa Diaby from Leverkusen to Aston Villa for £52 million.
Wow.
Huge.
Yeah, look, this is pretty big.
49 goals and 48 assists from 173 games. That's pretty good.
I know he's a winger.
48 assists.
Yeah, 14 goals and 11 assists in 48 games. Yeah, last year. So
Can I tell you the funny thing about this signing?
Tell me.
He came into Bayer Leverkusen to basically steal Leon Bailey's role.
oh my,
And then Leon Bailey gets shifted out to Villa. And now he's followed him to Villa.
oh fuck,
He's the fucking ghost of Christmas past.
brutal. He's like,
Not again.
Well,
Not
look-
again. So maybe Leon Bailey. Watch the fuck out.
watch your back.
Watch your back.
yeah. Look, Leon was he is just so
He never hit the ground
he
running.
never
did he?
got there. He had a couple of moments that looked good, not quite. I don't think we'll see much of him.
I don't know what Diaby did to him, but it's stuck around.
Yeah, it's a ghost.
But yeah, this looks really good. I'm excited to dive into him in the midfield section.
Because I think linking up with Watkins and also we're saying
They needed a bit more. They needed more.
There's
from the rest of that
something
team.
about Villa's team now that just feels like it's filling out.
Oh, yeah, it was so top heavy for contributions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
What about Barnes? Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Again, another one where I'm like, how was it? I know Newcastle obviously very appealing, but I'm like, there was nothing else about other teams being
How
semi-interested.
much was he?
I think it was like
25?
39
Okay,
mil.
He's a perfect fit
I think so.
at Newcastle. It's
And
exactly
St.
what they
Maximum's
need.
going
Yeah.
to Saudi, so perfect left wing.
I think he's better than Anthony Gordon.
Almiron on the right.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not a massive Anthony Gordon fan. I don't really. I haven't seen
never
the hype yet.
understood that.
that felt like a stopgap in waiting for Harvey
But they
Barnes.
spent a lot
but
of
then, But then
money.
they didn't fucking play him.
I know. They spent a lot of money
Yeah.
on him.
Too
Look,
much
I think
money.
Harvey's probably going to walk into that lineup unless Newcastle do some other business.
Yeah.
But to remember, Newcastle do have Europe this year. They don't have. They didn't get in Champions League, did they? So that's just Europa League.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to have a busier
A lot
schedule.
more. They
And
will.
they have-
No, they've got Champions League.
They did get Champions
Yeah.
League. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
I can't remember now. It was so fucking tight. The
Yeah,
race,
I
wasn't
know.
it?
Regardless, but that's what they've been doing. They've been getting that depth. I think it's what they need badly. I think they're going to be a good team again this year.
Me too.
Yeah.
If they can do what they did defensively at the start of the year, man.
All over the park, really, man.
Yeah.
What's this next one? Beanie Traore.
Yeah, I think it might be Benny. But yeah,
Benny.
Benny Traore.
So he's left from a team called Häcken
Hacken, yeah.
in Sweden to Sheffield United. Obviously, very low league, but the numbers stand out, boys. 23 goals in 54 games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty hectic. And their season has already started. I don't know the schedule they run. They must run calendar year, but they're like 14 games into their season, and he scored 12 goals already.
Oh, probably because of the
In
daylight.
14 matches.
Yeah, 12 and 14.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
I
That's
kind
frothy.
of, I'm just curious just because of the numbers. Like I know it's a really weak league, but
Yeah.
this could be an interesting third striker, even second, actually, depending on the depths of your leagues.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Okay, I like it too. I mean, and we all. What's he rated as though? Is it officially a striker or is he a winger?
I'm pretty sure he's a
Is he a
striker,
midfielder?
actually.
Okay, well, while you're
Yeah.
looking that up, I'm going to bring up the last one. Yao Pedro.
Yeah.
Watford to Brighton. 11 goals.
Record signing for Brighton.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, it's what's going to be interesting is Ferguson, which we'll get into in a minute. But
Fergie, yeah.
you know, with Welbeck, Ferguson, and this guy, like, there's a bit of competition for that striker role.
Mm.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Like Ferguson could have gone pretty early this year because he had some really good numbers,
Yeah, he did.
and was the preferred striker. Now, I would say, questions.
It's going to be tough because this Brighton as well have got Europe this year too.
Yeah.
So they need the depth, but then again, add so many fantasy questions of who's going to play the more important games, and we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's get straight into our forwards here. We have covered a few of them, but we'll just run through. Now, what I've done is created a bit of a list of like potentially the highest rated guys to begin with. We can run through some of them very quickly. We already know their prospects. Haaland being the first. I mean, I just heard something the other day where Pep was saying that he's in so much better condition than he was when he came to them because I think he had a bit of an injury and he wasn't fully fit. Apparently, he's in such better condition this time that they're like people are kind of getting excited
That's
because
scary.
he's going to get even
God, how can you
better,
get even more excited than
which is like kind of fucked. Like, I know they've like priced him at 14 million on fantasy, which is like a bit of a curse or something. I've heard. Like when people have been priced that high, they don't do as well. 14 million.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
Like-
there's potential there for him to go ballistic.
Yeah.
first draft pick.
But do they drop off because they won the Champions League?
They don't drop. It's
Mate,
go
They're
time.
fucking relentless. Dude.
Yeah, they are pretty relentless.
It's go time.
And he's not in that part of his career.
They want the
either.
quadruple this year. They've done the treble. They want the
exactly.
quadruple now.
God, they're going to be fucking
Jack
hard to beat.
Grealish wants to have another like 8-week bender.
Yeah.
I don't, can his liver survive it? I don't know.
Okay, let's move on from him. The next one down is Kane. I think we've already kind of outlined a little bit in that rumor chat that there is some danger to Kane. I mean, it's going to be a tough one this year because we're only some people probably drafting in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to know about Kane. We leave it till the night before the first games for this very reason. I think Kane is going to come down to the deadline.
Yeah, I actually really don't want to have the option.
I know. I don't want it.
Bayern's the only one that I've heard who have actually mentioned his name.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
it
Paris
sounds like
Saint-Germain
it
have,
sounds
I
like
think.
they. Oh,
I
have
think
they?
he rejected an offer from
Okay.
PSG. But it's just going to be that like thing where like one of them moves, like for example, Kane, one of the forwards move, and then it just sets off a domino effect. Like Mbappe will move, and then fucking Lukaku will move, and it's like all the strikers will start moving. But until one of them goes, it's like okay, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really hoping that.
Be wary, guys.
I just hope a decision is made. But if he decides to stay, like, will he come out and say that? And will there be any certainty to it? Like, if he decides to stay, will you just be like,
If he signs
He
a
could
contract, he will come out and say
Okay,
something.
yeah, true,
That's what will happen.
Is it
next
I ain't
one?
fucking leaving?
Next one's Jesus. We've already mentioned him. I think he's going to be a great pickup if you manage to get him. You know,
Got one goal so far preseason. Not a lot of games. They've had a couple of games, but they're obviously very mixed
yeah,
starting lineup so
Can I ask
far.
you a question about him though?
yeah.
Is he right now in here? He's in our list here. He's the third highest striker. Is he?
Is he actually the third highest?
Do you think
generally?
he is?
I don't think so.
Look, for me, I've got a little bit of goggles on in Cuckoo. I'm really like pretty excited about him.
I know. I mean,
and-
9 goals. I know one of them was Wrexham, but we scored 9 goals in the first 2 games.
yeah.
He also only played 24 games this season.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. And still was in the top, 7 forwards.
But Arsenal will be really good, so I still think that he probably is the third.
Go with the
For
form
safety?
team
Yeah.
rather than
Safety, and he's proven.
he's going to get a lot of chances to score.
But then we go on and we look at like Watkins, for example, and you know he did what Hito said. It was his breakout year.
Yeah.
You know,
That could only get more hectic.
I think so because Aston Villa are really putting together a team.
Did they get into Europe?
I'm not sure who got into
Because if
Europa.
they didn't,
yeah,
I think it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see drop-offs from Brighton. I just think you have to. Like, they're losing a lot of players that were like the spine of that team. They've
Yeah.
been pretty good at replacing them in the past, but they're now playing Europe. They're not. I don't know. I
Look,
just don't
personally, for me, I don't think Brighton can back
Villa-
up what they did.
Villa are in Conference League.
They're in conference. Okay, so what West Ham?
think- Is that
won?
Europa League?
It's the
one below it.
There is one of those.
Yeah, it's the one West Ham won. We had
good
the
on
same conversation last
Yeah. Sorry.
I would be wary about
but-
Brighton, but I'd still, you know, if the opportunity came to pick up, you know, like a Matoma, you know, at the right time, I would consider it. But you know, I do worry that they're going to have a lot of games.
Okay, we got to get back onto forwards here.
Yeah,
So we like Watkins. He scored 2 goals in preseason.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him in preseason, but
We're still early days
with
for
that
fixtures
Musa
in pre-season.
Diaby next
Yeah.
to him,
Mate, you look at his numbers and you say breakout, but it's actually even funny. Like it's not even, doesn't even feel like a breakout. It's 14 goals, 11 goals, 15 goals last 3 seasons. Like that's
just consistency.
that is
isn't it?
consistency.
super consistent.
Yeah, and he started so slow last year. Remember, I had him and I
It was real fucking slow.
it kills me. Okay,
Yeah.
next one on the list is Tony.
Yeah,
Suspended until the 17th of Jan. Obviously, he's not going to be picked up by anyone. What happens at the 17th of Jan? Is he allowed to play again? Like, I don't
guess
even.
so. Yeah,
Well, it's from the day he can probably start training again, right? With the team.
But is he like?
Depends if he's ready to go
But he's
straight
not
in.
banned for life or something. He's literally just suspended until the
Yeah.
17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you were saying last year he can't even train with a team, so he might need a month of
Or even more.
training with them if he can't.
Yeah.
no, he'll go straight in. He's that type of guy.
He's that
He'll
good.
just
But then,
slide in.
question for you boys: is he getting drafted?
No,
No.
Is someone holding him?
no.
Even deep leagues?
Oh, maybe a 10.
Maybe a 12
Imagine
man.
holding
a
him for
12
half
man.
a
When there's no other
season.
option.
Man. Not even 10.
A half a season of holding him is fucked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so boring. I would want to be able to move on people,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I don't know.
The thing is,
maybe in a 12-man.
The interesting thing as well to factor in is I felt like I'm looking through a lot of the teams this year, and a lot of forwards have been classified as midfielders.
I know, like Mbeumo and
Jota.
Yeah. Jota.
There's just players that you look at their team and you go look at the striker options, and there's like one name or two
Yeah.
names.
It
It's like, I think it's going to be pretty dire. Like, I haven't done the maths yet for our draft because we're still a few weeks away, but I'm feeling like we're going to have a few 3rd round strikers that are just non-starters,
Oh, yeah.
non-players.
But
More
that's-
so than ever this
That's
year.
why it's important for us to get down to those players quickly now tonight.
Well, that's what I mean. Just quickly, like someone might end up in a position where they're like, then my other option is a youth player that might play versus just hold Tony for half a season and get at least a guaranteed striker.
Yeah.
Like,
Look,
it might pop up.
could be. I don't know. And I guess you've always got the option to drop him if you're desperate. Look, maybe. Let's move on. Wilson
yeah.
is our next name here. 1 goal in preseason.
Yeah, Wilson and Isak are going to be very, very interesting prospects this year.
I'm kind of surprised that he ended up a bit higher. Like Wilson was so much higher on this list than Isak.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that might have come down just to like historical figures.
Yeah, because literally what I've done here is I just as a quick hack, I went to the budget version and got the pricing. I just went, I set it to the pricing, and then that's what I've put this down as. So
I think it's linked to points as well because Wilson got 157 last year and Isak got 100.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Isak
probably
because he was
came
out
in
injured
halfway.
for ages. Yeah, look, Isak has got to be high up that list. I mean, they're going to be great again.
Yeah.
That team. I mean, we've already
Yeah.
talked about Barnes, and I just think, I think you got to appreciate the fact that Isak was on fire at the back end of last year.
Yeah.
And to me, he's better than any of these players that we're about to mention next. I mean, in Nkunku, we've already talked a lot about him. 2 goals, nothing special. The goals that he scored. I don't know.
His numbers are scary though.
Who's going to be on pens?
Well, they're saying him.
Well, then that's pretty.
I've heard him.
That's pretty interesting.
How early do you think he's going to go?
Second round.
Second round.
It depends how much value everyone places on forwards if they want to get a good forward in. I
We
just
know
know
forwards go early.
forwards do.
Yeah. Just because there's not many.
I think, there will be the classic like Haaland will go, Kane will go in the first round unless something happens. Before then, Jesus will go, and then maybe we'll also see like Salah go, De Bruyne. Who else am I missing? That's probably
Saka.
Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli.
Will go
Yeah.
quite high.
Yeah, Saka,
Trent.
and Odegaard. Yeah, Trent. Trent's a midfielder this year. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's 8 million. He's 8 million. Sorry, that was what it was.
We don't talk budgeting.
I know, but wow,
Yeah.
8 million defender.
That's crazy.
Sorry, but I had to
8
say
million. He
that.
didn't even have an amazing season.
Well, the back end was
the
really
back end
good.
was good, but like,
Yeah.
that's fucking bullshit.
All right, let's stay on strikers, Miles. I don't know how you did that again. You got us back off. No, that was me. All right,
Mitro.
Mitro's next.
Look, apparently he's going
He's
to
gone.
Saudi.
he
gone?
is.
Or it's going.
Yeah,
it's happening.
it's
Okay.
I heard
He's,
it's like
he's
done.
accepted personal terms.
Yeah.
I do fear for
Fulham, they've just signed Jimenez from Wolves.
Oh,
Yep. 5.5 mil.
I love that.
Yeah.
5.5 million
Yeah.
is what they paid for him.
Yep.
Wow.
Is he damaged goods?
Yeah.
He is
definitely.
damaged goods, but
I don't
he's
know if
had
it's
the
a-
year of recovery.
I don't think it's the best replacement, but
I think he's kind of like not a like for like, but like Jimenez is kind of that big, strong forward.
Yeah,
but,
same.
He always used to be pretty good with his head.
But yeah,
Maybe a
Mitro's
fresh
heads-
start.
I think he's going to go. Keep an eye on it in case he doesn't. He'd be a great pick.
Okay, next one. We got a Liverpool double together here. Darwin and Gackers.
Yeah, I think Gackers was a mid last year, so
Yeah, is he a forward this year?
yeah, it's forward.
Okay, so
These are only 2 forwards for Liverpool.
now Darwin, I think Liverpool have had some like games behind closed doors. There's not like the best numbers reported on all of the games they've played. But Darwin's got 3 goals in pre-season.
Yeah.
Apparently he's looking all right.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
And it's in 2 games as well.
Yeah,
I think he
right.
scored 2 this morning or something else.
It was a brace.
And then we got Gakpo with 1 goal. I mean, it's still very early to be making
Lot of
any of those
rotation.
decisions. But I will say to you, Hito, which one do you prefer?
That's a good question. I think Darwin has a little bit more lean just because of the investment in him, and like there would have been a lot of put behind the project. I think he's the ideal person they want up front. And Gak has just worked because Darwin was taking time to settle and we needed to rotate and things weren't working. But
Gackers was good though, dude.
he was good. But I just feel like there's more lean in to Darwin from Liverpool.
I'd agree. I mean, they've spent a lot more money on him,
I
right?
also don't know. Like Jota has been killing it. He's in mid now, but he's been killing it in preseason too. So fuck it. He might play up front. Like I really don't know. You've got 3 players. Gak has played in midfield for one of the games preseason. I don't know what's going to happen. There's too much depth up front. It's so
And
hard
it's
to
so
pick.
early, right? Like in these games, it's almost impossible to judge
It's
based
so
off
hard.
what you've seen
Yeah.
because they're just like playing around. They play like for half
half a game,
a
45
game,
minutes.
and then put on the youth team.
It's hard. We need to watch a little bit more to see who's maybe going to be favoured, particularly when they get to the last few friendlies.
Yeah.
If you're leaving your draft late, but if you're drafting soon, my preference would be Darwin over Gackers, but it's very much a coin flip at this stage just because of Liverpool's depth up front.
Okay, we got another double up here. This one's just for fun. Lukaku.
Oh, that guy.
They still haven't managed to get rid of him. He won't go to the Saudi league.
No, he won't.
He's got principles.
Wants Inter.
He wants Italy or nothing. I've heard him Juventus, I've heard AC Milan, I've heard Inter.
Yeah.
I've heard basically anywhere there, which is perfect because it's all a bit slower there and it doesn't matter if he's like super slow.
Well, with all your signings, like he's not getting played, right?
Well, the thing is, if Nkunku is being played in a deeper role, like if he's been played like just behind the striker, then it still calls for a striker to play up there. Jackson was only like 35 mil. I mean, I don't know. Something significant would have to change about the way Lukaku plays for him to get in that squad. But, I mean, there is space for another striker, really, because we only have someone. I mean, I like Jackson, who's the next name on
He's
this
also
list.
new, a bit more unproven young guy. He's 21 or something.
Yeah, he is. And that fits in a lot more with the squad.
This could be something that you just, if he's still at Chelsea by the end of the window,
You take a punt
or by the time you draft, you might take him as your third just to see
Oh, yeah, I definitely do that.
if he stays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would be interesting.
Yeah. Because, like, you never know with an injury to either one of the other two, then he's in.
And he's a completely different beast to Jackson. Like, well, I mean, he is a beast. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
He's a big fella.
You can throw him on in those games where it just needs to be
Oh, it'd be hard to throw
a
him.
bit more physical. Yeah. So anyway, let's quickly talk about Jackson. He's only got 1 goal in preseason, couple assists. As we said, he linked up well with Mudryk, who I think could come alive this year.
And those stats from last season were pretty decent from La Liga.
yeah.
So
So I think he's going to go fairly early. I mean, I feel like I've got Chelsea goggles on, but they just been looking good. I guess wait and see if they get to any more information from preseason.
the big
games.
names go pretty quickly in a draft.
Yeah.
Like all the names, you start getting to a point where you're like, okay, I've got 2 mids and a forward. And before you know it, you're like, okay, do I start taking a punt on someone like Jackson?
Yeah, yeah. And I think I would.
Versus a regular.
Yeah, if I'm happy with my first striker, I'd be taking a pretty quick punt on him. I think
I agree.
Anyway, Solanke next.
I think Solanke is just such a good, like, second striker.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to be a perfect backup. It's like,
And he's an even better, if you can get him as your third striker, that is just printing.
I'm looking at the names under here and kind of going, yeah, that looks like probably one of the best options as your second striker.
He could be the last first round potentially as well.
Oh, that'd gut me. That's just so, like, those names go so quickly.
They do. I was just looking at that. I was just counting and going, if no one picks up Tony and someone doesn't pick one of the Newcastle guys, you never know. It could be going early.
Look, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's rated highly for a reason.
Not first round, no, for like a first pick for striker. Like a first striker pick
First
for
striker
someone.
pick.
For someone. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
If they go,
First
they
round,
might
Berahino in the third, Solanke in the first.
Bamford in the first.
What was?
It would definitely be a Bamford.
Remember when did Bobby pick up Dallas? Dallas was in the third. That was amazing.
As a defender.
I think
wasn't
it could have been considered the second because he was on the back end of the snake. It was like he picked up, went for Dallas. Anyway,
Debbie does Dallas.
okay, let's talk about Awoniyi.
Yeah.
You had him at the end of last year.
Yeah, he had a little bit of form towards the back end of the season. He kind of was a bit hit and miss in his first year, but 100 points.
He started well and ended well.
Yeah, he had 17. He didn't have a lot of minutes, really. 17 starts.
Well, he got injured,
1,300
didn't he?
minutes,
I think he was
yeah.
injured for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
remember
he's actually a fairly good
I remember he
shout.
had the numbers from the season before in Bundesliga, I think he came from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't be discarding him to have an okay second season.
So as like that second striker
Yeah, definitely
position.
second striker.
Yeah. Now we got Ferguson next. Look, we talked about the competition for the spot, but at this
Yeah.
point, it's his position to lose, really.
That's true. That's
Like-
true. But, that's why they bring these players in, for the competition, just to like hunger the players.
Exactly. And they're going to have rotation in that squad. They've got a bit going on. He did pick up a few injuries last year. So, but again, I just think he's going to fill someone's second striker spot there. So I'm kind of running through these a bit quicker now.
That's all right.
DCL.
Look, DCL, I reckon, is a sleeper. I honestly think he's a bit of a sleeper.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, no way.
I think he's a great third punt.
Third,
Third striker punt.
Third, I'd do that.
Yeah.
As your
In a
last
deeper
pick.
league. In a deeper league. Yes, your last pick.
I think that he has potential to light it up again. And I think, Sean Dyche, he
I just think it's
didn't
been
have a
so
whole
long,
season with
man.
him.
And the injuries,
so
dude.
long.
The injuries is just such a risk.
Yeah, but while he's fit,
Oh, yeah. Capitalize.
yeah.
I'll be interested to see what he does in the next 2 more weeks of preseason. I don't know if there's
I don't know if
I
he's
don't have any
featured.
numbers
He hasn't scored in preseason, but I don't know.
because he's injured. No, I'm joking.
Well, yeah, he didn't pop up on my list, so I don't know if he's actually been playing minutes, but
Okay. Next up, I've kind of like put all these guys in together. They basically sit at the same price on the thing. It's Antonio, Ings, and Skamaka. And there's a fourth name.
yeah, I had to add him in because of the preseason goals.
Who is it?
Bamba.
Is he a West Ham player?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was
fuck.
from in their under 21s team, I think, last year. He might have got an appearance or 2 as a sub, but he's got 3 fucking goals.
Dude. Look, I mean, they've actually got quite a lot of goals and names. Antonio's not the only one without some preseason goals here. Hey,
Yeah.
Ingsy's got 2. Skamaka's got 2. I've heard some rumors of Skamaka going. But what do you
Yeah.
think about West Ham this year without Rice? Like, they're going to have to reinvest
They're
that
gonna struggle,
money.
man.
Unless they can reinvest that money, because that's a lot of money.
They've submitted a bid for Conor Gallagher.
Yeah,
for
I did
40
see
mil.
that. And look, I like that for them.
They want 50 mil. So you're basically going to 50 mil nearly go as the same price as Mount, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well,
50
wasn't it
mil.
40?
But they rejected it and they want 50.
Right.
Chelsea want 50.
Love it.
But also they need, like, I don't know if they need another attacking mid, maybe for give Bowen a break, but they definitely need a midfield
They
replacement.
do need a
Yeah, they need something
defensive
deep.
mid, yeah.
They need something deeper. That's what we already talked about how many defensive midfielders have moved
Oh, yeah.
to the Prem this year. Everyone's trying to get them, and if Brighton lose another, they're going to be in competition with them.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Look, yeah, but
This is interesting stats because they've played 3 games and they've had such high scoring games, but it obviously helps as well. They beat Tottenham 3-2.
Yeah.
And then they beat
They had
the
3 shots in
Perth,
target.
yeah, Perth Glory, which is an Australian team, which are pretty average, and they won 6-0.
I think
Um,
Perth Glory go into like receivership or something. Someone said that to me.
Oh,
the
I
other
have no
day.
idea.
Yeah, I don't think
I have, the news hasn't made it across yet because it's
Yeah,
a different time zone.
delayed.
Delayed. But the fact that this new guy, he's apparently playing up front a little bit. I think it's a duo setup. So I'd be interested to keep an eye on the rest of the preseason to see how many more minutes this guy gets. Because Skamaka and Ingsy weren't super consistent last year, and he keeps firing. It could be a cheeky punt. That's a bit of a surprise package.
Kind of looks like a bit like Kobe's nickname as well.
Mamba. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Mamba.
The Black Mamba. Black Mamba.
Well, yeah. Hopefully the nickname carries all the skill
Yeah.
and commitment. All right, next one, Yao Pedro. We've already talked about him. Got a goal in preseason. I think we've already kind of covered him enough. In the chats about Ferguson as well.
I might just add him too. He has been playing up front with Welbeck in the preseason games.
No Fergo.
No.
Interesting.
I don't know where Fogo's
Fogo.
how many minutes he's had, but just looking at goals, I've read in their match reports that they've been playing together up front, which is interesting.
Okay.
Okay, I've got Wegsy on my list here. Where's he at?
He's Burnley.
Oh, he's part of that.
Back?
He's part
He
of
was
that.
on loan
that
from
massive-
United.
Oh,
He's part of that group of strikers.
right.
So why did he go on loan? Because I remember
Well, because Ronnie left, so they needed someone.
I
so
know,
they just
but
brought him.
I'm wondering why. Well,
Burnley got relegated, right?
Yeah,
he
Burnley
signed
got
for them, then they got
yeah.
relegated, then he got loaned out because he didn't want to be in championship, I think.
So, I mean, there's potential that he's going to get some starts there. I know we mentioned another name for Burnley strikers. Was it that?
Rodriguez?
Oh, God, I've forgotten who it was now.
I think that's all of them.
No, there was one. There was a new guy they just signed. Shit.
Yeah, it was
I've
up
lost,
here,
I've lost the name. Anyway, let's talk about Wegsy for a second. He had a pretty good run at Burnley when he was there. I mean, it dropped off a little bit towards the end of that season.
It'd just be interesting to see because they obviously won the championship and he was out on loan last year. Will he go back into Burnley's team? Like, what's his plans,
Well,
company's plans for
Ashley
him?
Barnes leaving is a pretty big loss,
Yeah.
Like that, he contributed quite a few goals last year. I'd be interested to see.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit more like very low end pick for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like definitely a third striker kind of situation. Now, this next guy, did you put this one in here?
Yeah, I did. We just guess his name, Ilman Nadadye. He's at Sheffield.
Nailed it, by the way.
No idea if I got that right, but he's at Sheffield.
Some good stats there.
Yeah.
Last season in the championship, 15 goals, 12 assists in 52 appearances.
That's all right.
Not too bad. He's
He
up
had
there.
52 appearances in the championship.
Yeah. I think it was all comps, but like 48 games of those are championship.
Fuck,
It's fucked.
That's a lot of appearances for 1 year.
Yeah. But like obviously the ratio makes it harder because of the amount of games, but the fact that they're playing so many games, it's also impressive at the same time that he's got so many goals.
So he's at Sheffield. Okay.
So
Look,
it was him and Ollie McBurney up front that were getting the goals for them. But we know how Ollie McBurney's done in the Prem before. Not too great. Big old
I don't even
tall,
remember.
the tall Scottish lad. He's like
God,
a
I
really
barely
tall,
remember him.
fucking like white pasty dude.
Oh, really?
Watch
out, he
you'd
listens to the
recognize him.
pod. Just go easy on him.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the stats from the championship.
Yeah, okay, not bad. Okay, last one.
And short behind him is a guy called Carlton Morris from Luton coming up.
I've looked at this guy actually.
Yeah, 20 goals, 7 assists, and 52 appearances last year. He scored
Wow.
1 in preseason already. Some serious goals. And even we know, like, even if that's 50%, he brings that into the Prem. 10 goals is a pretty good
Yeah.
return.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was a lot of strikers.
there's a lot of strikers.
But the thing is, like,
and there's more there too who are scoring in preseason. You know, some of the Mateta from Palace is scored 3 already.
you know, I've heard that Palace are out to play. Like,
Yeah.
they're aggressive.
Yeah.
But they've lost Zaha.
Yeah, they've lost Zaha.
I didn't realize he was out of contract.
I can't believe.
I feel like there wasn't a big song and dance about his contract not being
He
renewed.
played most of the time without Zaha anyway.
that's true.
Like, I don't know. Like, just looking at those numbers, I mean, Heat's put him there, but like, yeah, Mateta, Edward, yeah.
At least they got like 3 assists in one game.
At least they
Yeah.
might be moving.
Like-
He might be moving as
Yeah,
well.
I saw that as well.
yeah.
Eze, though, has been on fire.
Eze's, yeah.
But they picked up a midfield like Jefferson Lerma from Bournemouth.
Oh, that's
to
a good
add some
pickup.
Oh,
depth.
that is a good pickup.
But yeah, I don't really know. But
Yeah, look, but I think they could be a surprise.
Mm.
Like, I think maybe they could get some goals.
yeah, they definitely picked it back up surprisingly from Boy. The one final one just before we move off, I just want to say Wissa.
Vissy, yeah.
He's a forward this year. He was a midfield, I'm pretty sure, last year.
Correct,
Obviously, with Tony, if they don't sign a backup striker, he could be your forward.
Yeah.
He scored a goal already in preseason.
Yeah.
So he
that's a
might be
good
your
one.
Brentford forward.
Is that where he played? Did he
Yeah.
play as a striker?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did play up front.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm.
But again,
But Mbuemo's
still
a
risk.
midfielder this year, weirdly. But it could be
Yeah,
they could
Mbeumo.
replace. They could not sign potentially and just have Wissa and
Just do
Mbuemo
what
play
they
up
did when
front.
Tony was out.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So
Don't
that
break
could be your alternative in that position, particularly the fact that Mbuemo's gone the other way. They've swapped. Swapped.
Boys, that was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of information there. Like, it's been good being back though.
yeah.
I'm getting excited for draft.
I'm getting nervous for draft. I'm now like seeing all these names. I'm like, fuck, gotta put them in order. I'm not ready.
I know.
I'm not ready.
We're going to try and get a
Stress.
couple more pods out before draft.
Yeah, we're gonna cover off. We're gonna cover off our midfielders, defenders, and we'll do some goalkeepers as well next week. And we'll probably do a bit of a deeper dive on how preseason's going because we'll have more information by then. More games have been played.
Yeah.
We'll quickly wrap up any extra additional transfer news that's happened in the coming week, and then maybe have a quick chat about the promoted teams, who's looking good from them. And that's it. Yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff coming this year.
We do.
Can't say what it is just yet, but we can tease it. So
Keep listening.
watch this space.
Yeah.
Peace.
Wow, that was like really like he was not going to do an outro. He's just like bye.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done.
He's done. He's worried about the draft.
Yeah,
I know. I'm stressing
I know.
out.
Going home
He's
to
like,
study.
Can you already hear me tinkering and typing?
Yeah.